we were talking about before, your boys in really good form at the moment. As you said, if games ended after 90 minutes, you'd be on a 5-game winning streak right now. But after that Wanderers game, how on a short turnaround, how has everybody pulled up?
Everyone pulled up really well. It's been a shortish turnaround, but we gave them a couple of days off to recover, and then we've been training the last 3 days straight, and the boys look good. They look fresh. They obviously, you know what it's like, Joey, when you start to win football games. We felt that we could have won a lot more earlier on in the season. We're playing well without getting the results, but now the results are coming, and the boys have got confidence, and we really see that now in not only the performances on the weekend but also in training. The training intensity is lifted, the confidence is there, and we just can't wait for the next game, and it's good that it's victory, because we felt that we were in box seat to win that game, and obviously we didn't. So there's a game there that if the boys want to win, I'm sure they want to get one over victory on that one.
Because I remember Lockie Wales coming out after that game and talking about how proud he was of all the boys and how hard they worked. But it must just be a real source of motivation for him. Is that all you need to do this week pre-game? Just put on those last eight minutes and just tell them to go and fix that?
Yeah, no, I wish it was that simple. No, it's more about the way that we've been playing and how we want to play against Melbourne Victory. We know they're a good side. They've got a lot of good strengths, and they're got good individuals in there. They're very well coached, so we have to be at our best. So it's a completely different game to when we played them last time. We had quite a few players out. Now we've got more players in, and I think that just shows the way that the players are thinking. Even when we didn't get that result against Melbourne Victory, instead of being all negative and down, Lockie comes out and real proud of the group, and that's why we're able to probably rebound very quickly. We had Brisbane a few days later, again another little setback in not winning that game, but then we win the next game against Perth and the next game against the Wanderers. So the boys are in good spirits. They're confident. They're feeling that whenever they step out on the pitch now, that they're gonna go win the game. So that's a good feeling.
Because against the Wanderers, it was also another. You went down 1-0, but the boys were able to rally back and really finish strong and get a 3-1 win. You talked about learning to win games and close out games about this side. Is that another, example you can see of this growth, that they didn't drop, that they came back and roared back and won the game?
Yeah, definitely. That was the biggest growth. I think that after the Brisbane game, we spoke about seeing out a game, and how you can see out a game. You'd like to see out the game by going forward more and punishing the opposition. Sometimes it can go the other way because they throw more men forward. And they put you on the back foot, but against Perth we were able to see out the game. I thought we should have won that a lot more comfortably, but in the end it was a 1-0 win. Against the Wanderers, the pleasing thing was that we didn't stray away from our football. Even when we went 1-0 down to 1-1, we felt that we were going to go and win the game. Then it went 2-1, and again we kept on going and playing our way. And we were comfortable 3-1. We were very comfortable both with and without the ball. So that was pleasing. So that's a big improvement from the previous weeks where we didn't close out the game.
And Daniel Pena, of course, he was immense in that comeback. I mean, we've spoken a few times about what he brings this group, but he's had stop and start, he's had injuries. Do you feel like he's now, once again, you're just hoping that this is the one where he starts to string together 2, 3, 4 to the end of the season, games like that?
Yeah, we're hoping, and look, we don't want to just rely on Pena, but we know how good he is, and if he keeps on playing like he is, then we're better as a team. So we feel that even though he had that little setback with the ankle injury, that it probably wasn't a bad thing for him, just to freshen up again, because he played a lot of football, after being out for a long period, it can catch up on you. And then, so now, let's hope to the end of the season he stays injury free and his form remains the same. Because, look, whether he's scoring goals or setting up goals, if he keeps on playing like that, we know that we'll create chances, whether he's the one that's gotten the final assist or the one just before that. So he's getting into so many good areas, and his vision and his final ball, up there with the best in the league.
With Daniel, I mean, he arrived at Western on a 1-year loan deal from Mineiro. Like, that ends at the end of the season. What's the status of his contract with Mineiro? Does that end at the end of the season?
No.
Is he possibly someone you can bring in?
Yeah, look, we're talking about it, but there's still quite a bit to get through. But he's still got, I think it's at least a year with his club in Brazil. So, whether we're able to get him outright or on loan, that's still in discussion. But we know that Daniel loves it here. He loves Australia, loves our club, because he really enjoys playing football with a group of players, and then the people around him. He loves being here. So we'll see what happens, but that's definitely something that we'll try and do.
So it sounds like if you can make it work, you'd love to make it work.
Yeah, definitely. Because we know that Daniel's still only 25, I think, just turned 25. That he can be the best player in the league. We got no doubt about that, and so we think it's a no-brainer. If we have to look, if the budget's right and the figures are right, that's out of my hands a little bit, because that's more with the chairman and the board. That I think that it's happened in the past where clubs have paid a little bit to sign a player, but then they're able to resell them after. So, and he's one player that you'd like to keep in the league, as long as possible. But I'm sure that he will go on to bigger and better things, after a few years of being in the A-League.
And if he scores against Victory, he's under strict orders not to jump on the sponsor boarding.
Yeah, I think that he made out he was going to jump last game onto the sponsor boarding against the Wanderers, but he thought better. He thought better of it. So no, he understands that he doesn't want to do anything stupid to get injured again.
And looking at Melbourne Victory as well, obviously they come into this game off the back of a very important win over Adelaide. Their tails are going to be up. What did you make of that game against the Reds?
Yeah, it was a good game. The Victory deserved the win. They were good. We know how dangerous they are with the ball, and they're tough. Without the ball, they're a good team. We know that, but we believe that if we played our best, that we can beat anyone. So that's what we have to do, and try and keep the likes of Mashash quiet as possible, Fornaroli as quiet as possible, and then try and get them at them as much as possible.
How do you keep a guy like Chach quiet? Because obviously he's got the skills, but we've seen this season that if he decides to, he can just run players over if that takes his fancy as well.
Yeah. Look, we have to be well positioned defensively. Not only when they've got the ball, but also when we've got the ball, because he pops up in a position that the first ball's out to him, and then all of a sudden he's running at you. So we have to be switched on defensively when we have the ball, and that makes sure that our back line's up, our midfielders are in good position, and try and stop him that way, because when he starts running with the ball, he can be very dangerous.
Because we were talking about before the Wanderers game as well, about how you'd actually have Garuccio, Donachie and Riston in that first choice defensive four for the first time all season. I'm assuming they're all available for the Victory game as well. How valuable is it to have that group together multiple games in a row, building that chemistry, and how useful will that be stopping Victory?
Yeah, very useful. They're the four that we spent most time with in terms of pre-season friendlies. So to have them for the first time the other day was a big plus for us, and we've got them again in this game against Victory, and the more they play together, the better they will be together. So it's it helped us a lot last game against the Wanderers. We restricted them to barely any chances, and we'll hope that we can do the same against Victory.
Are you expecting any players back, or do you have any updates on any of the players, Hugh and Bell, players like that?
No updates and no players back in.